Hey guys, there's been a little discussion in the group, so I wanted to make a quick video about speed of your server. So server speed is important, but it's only really a factor if you have a really bad server. And so here's how you can tell if it's the server. So go to tools.pingdom.com, go to tools.pingdom.com, and then you just plug in your website address here. And then it will tell you the whole load time of the site. I wouldn't worry too much about the performance grade if the site speed is low, because they're looking at like combining every single CSS file, combining external JavaScript, some of that stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about. But what you want to look for is, if you scroll down, look for yellow, right? And so something like this, when the site first loads, that's okay, because this is like under a second. The total wait time, yeah, so you can see, let's see here. Yeah, so look for yellow on all these. See how there's very little yellow? Maybe a tiny bit there, a tiny bit here, right? Now, this is one of our client sites that is hosted on our services. Here is a site that is hosted on GoDaddy. So similar sort of startup wait time, but it's not even secure. And then you see waits and waits and waits. And look at all the yellow. Very similar files, very similar site, just a lot more yellow overall. They probably have larger images and larger stuff on the other site, which is why the overall load time is higher. But here, this would be far faster if it were on a server that wasn't waiting all over the place, right, for files. So just wanted to point that out. So if what I used to see on some hosts, like HostGator and some others, I used to see that there would be this huge wait time here, like 2, 3, 4 seconds. And what's going on is the server is having to process and create the website. So if your website's built on WordPress or Joomla or a CMS and it's using PHP, or it's, basically formulating it out of code, it has to build that. So it has to take all that code and build it. So one thing you'll notice when you run the speed test, run it twice. The second time, caching is involved. And so things will always be faster the second time you run the test. But anyway, take a look, run this test, and then look. If you have a really long load time on the first thing here, there is an issue with either some of the code on the site, or the server is just really slow. And that's where you're going to lose people, if that initial wait time before the page even starts building and they start seeing it on the screen is really long. If DNS at the very beginning is really long, then that is a huge issue too, because that's just waiting. They're just sitting there hoping that something's going to show up on the page. So hopefully that's helpful for those of you guys that are concerned, that had mentioned that you'd heard at a conference that website speed, people are going to bounce 3 seconds. If they're waiting 3 seconds for anything to start showing on the page and nothing's even started yet, yeah, you could lose some people. But in general, that's mostly only for those that are shoppers. So most of the data out there that's trying to scare you about speed, like on Kissmetrics site and on some others, most of those are talking about e-commerce or online shoppers. They are looking for the lowest price. They're looking for the easiest convenience. And so if they don't get what they're looking for right now, they'll just go to Amazon and you lose them, right? And so that becomes a much bigger factor. My website has a long time, because I have a bunch of videos that are being pulled in, waiting to stream, and they stream on there. We've got big images. So mine takes a good while, and we're crushing it in business. So don't get too caught up on the speed of your server or even the speed of the website. because it's a little bit different for a service-based business, especially if people are being referred to you or being told you're the best, or they're seeing your good reviews, or they're meeting you at investor meetup groups, or whatever you're doing to prospect and to grow your business. Those in those situations, they're going to be a lot more forgiving about the website. The website's probably the least of their concerns. I don't think they're going to judge the whole service-based, service level of your business based on the speed of your website. So hopefully that's helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Bye.